Today is, in a way, a particularly significant day, in the sense that we've started manufacturing parts for our own tooling for the injection molding machine. You've already seen it, right? We've received the plates, and now, based on the drawings developed by our specialists, production is underway. In chat number 1, I posted photos demonstrating this process. It's a small step, but it's significant because it's one thing to purchase tooling by ordering it from abroad. It's another thing entirely to make it yourself. First, it significantly speeds up all the processes, and second, it helps to reduce overall costs and expenses. But in order to do this, you need to have a broad range of technologies at your disposal. That is precisely why no time is being wasted. No one is standing still. Actions are being taken that would have been carried out regardless of whether permission to put it into operation was granted or not. So, even though the permit hasn't been received yet, work is proceeding as usual. The permit will be obtained. At this point, as they often say, there's really no need to speculate. It's simply just a matter of time. You have already seen that even when it comes to truly serious processes involving interactions with government agencies and officials, we always see these matters through to the end. We successfully achieve the desired outcome. Whether that's good or bad, I would personally say it's normal, mainly because the regulatory documents have changed recently. There was, understandably, some misunderstanding, since everyone is currently trying to adapt to the new conditions. Both developers and government bodies, which are responsible for overseeing these processes and issuing permits, are directly and actively involved. Because they are also part of this process, it's new for them as well, and they also need to adapt. The new stage we talked about is the assessment of tangible and intangible assets. If tangible assets are more or less clear, today I would like to start talking a bit about the situation and procedure. In general, the whole process related to the valuation of intangible assets. And according to current legislation, it is prescribed that if we are valuing our intangible assets for various purposes, in our case, for contributing them to the charter capital, then we must order an independent appraisal. Why? Because the law stipulates this: if the value of intangible assets exceeds 20,000 rubles, in that case, we are required to order an expert review and valuation of these intangible assets in order to determine their fair value. So, what is fair value? This is the value at this specific point in time when the intangible assets are contributed to the charter capital. So, it is determined as the total amount of expenses for creating or acquiring the intangible assets, supported by proper documentation. In this particular case, we did not acquire the assets. Instead, all of the intangible assets were actually created by us as a direct result of the dedicated work of the Sovelmash team. The funds that were received were used not only for the creation of tangible assets in the building where we are now, but also for the creation of intangible assets, the building where we are now. And once the market value is determined, we will then be able to fully understand and carefully assess what amount of intangible assets will be contributed to the charter capital. Because the current legislation allows intangible assets to be contributed as a share in the charter capital. This is stipulated in the Civil Code. And as a general rule, most intangible assets are, for the most part, primarily intellectual property objects. However, intellectual property objects include not only patents, but also technical specifications and technical regulations that we have developed over time. Product documentation, design documentation, and other works are also included as part of intellectual property objects. The results of the intellectual work carried out by the Sovelmash team, which are clearly expressed in the form of specific, well-prepared documents that can be thoroughly evaluated and assessed, are presented here. What is the main advantage of contributing intangible assets, such as intellectual property, to the authorized capital of a company? In our company, specifically Sovelmash, this approach allows us to gradually increase the amount of authorized capital. With this increased authorized capital, we are then able to undergo a reorganization process together with you in the future. It is also commonly used to help reduce the taxable base for profit tax by including amortization payments for intangible assets in the company's overall costs. Additionally, it serves to increase the overall profitability of the company. In particular, this applies to the company Sovelmash. So what exactly can be contributed to the authorized capital, and what documents are required for this process? The exclusive right of the patent holder to an invention, an industrial design, or a utility model. We have patents for inventions as well as for industrial designs and utility models, and exclusive rights also include rights to programs and software. In this particular case, these are software products, including software applications and controllers. What our specialists have created, controllers, are one important part, and the other part is the software programs themselves. For trademarks, service marks, and the official designation of the place of origin of goods. And what exactly is our place of origin? Developed and produced at the renowned Sovelmash facility located within Technopolis in the city of Moscow. We are required, in accordance with the agreement, to clearly indicate on the product that its origin is Technopolis, Moscow. These kinds of things, yes, let's say, are not always entirely clear or obvious to many project participants, what intangible assets are and how exactly they are formed. But I think that step by repeating, discussing and answering questions, we will gradually sort all of this out. We'll put everything in its proper place, including, for example, the reasons why it was necessary for Sovelmash and Gazprom to transfer patents, and why we made the decision to do it at all.
Who will be in charge of financial reporting? Who will decide how much money will be allocated for dividends? The 51 to 49% ratio, of what amount will it be distributed?
It will be distributed from the amount specifically designated for dividend payments, and this particular amount will be determined by the shareholders' meeting. All of this is clearly stipulated by law. It's a clear and transparent system because the company's report is formally approved, and then the official tax report is approved after that. This process ensures transparency. Based on the results of the financial and economic activities, the audit committee carefully reviews and thoroughly examines the performance results and then presents its conclusion to the shareholders' meeting for their consideration. The administration, the company management, they propose their options, and at the meeting a decision is made. The proposed options may be accepted, or modifications or adjustments may be made.